Now, the City of Cape Town's council has officially passed a motion to seek the devolution of policing powers, a move that follows its earlier approval by the Mayoral Committee. Now, this decision sets in motion a formal process for the city to apply for these powers, which would allow it to take on more responsibilities that are currently held by the National Police Force. However, the initiative has not been without controversy. Opposition parties have voiced strong criticism, arguing against the city's campaign for expanded policing authorities. Let's bring in the opposition here. ANC councillor Ndithini Tyhido joins us for more on this conversation. Babu Ndithini, thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it, and thank you for joining us on AM Report. Now, the Democratic Alliance has long suggested that this devolution of powers for the police in the Western Cape is necessary in order to help citizens and get clarity on how things are done and give more powers to local policing. Why do you think this is not justified?
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother, and good morning to you and good morning to the viewers. Look, the African National Congress holds a view that the City of Cape Town, through the MMC for Community of State and Security, Mr. J.P. Smith, all they are trying to do is trying to just to usurp the national government's powers for their own political and nefarious reasons, really. Because recently the City of Cape Town has entered into an agreement or signed a memorandum with the South African Police Services and the provincial government, and we are still have not seen any results of that. Already they are now asking for the devolution of policing power. But more interestingly, my brother, is that they are not asking for the powers to be devolved for them to make Cape Town safe. But they are doing this only for them to have certain specific powers, just like that of investigative and intelligence gathering, which we think has got nothing to do with making Cape Town safe.
So would you be in support of this if it was the devolution of all or most powers, or powers that you would agree to?
No, we would not do that. We think that the City of Cape Town has just increased the number of metropolis officers. And if you look at that distribution, the distribution is made by per ward, any ward, like a ward in Philippi where the MPs were attacked, and also the same one in Cambridge, in the same exact proportion. Now we are asking a question. Shouldn't deploy to this? All they are doing, they are rushing to make Cape Town some sort of an enclave in the country, to create some police force which is going to be used as their own political party militia, if you like.
And then you ask yourself whether this will change anything when it comes to cohesion within the province, especially in a country that is still grappling with uneven service delivery and deep regional inequalities. Do you think there are massive risks to something like that because of this?
It is a look. I'll give you one example, and I'm saying this with all the sympathy to the 3 DA MPs that were attacked in Philippi. You know, in the same exact spot where Mr. Ian Cameron and his group were attacked, more than 20 people, 20 lives were lost in the same exact spot. But you didn't get the same reaction as you would have received to the incident that affected the DA MPs. Now that leaves the question. Does the City of Cape Town wanting to devolve these powers only to protect themselves as a political party, or use them for their own nefarious political reasons?
But would this not maybe improve some of those response times then and the community's trust in policing?
Remember, my brother, currently the City of Cape Town does have metropolis, and there are no signs that would have been the case, because if you look at, one journalist has done on Facebook with people showing the real people who lost their lives in the same spot, the reaction was nothing near to that. Only when it affected the DA MPs that there was a reaction.
Yeah, bringing up, as you said, the MPs with all concern for their safety as well. Are you worried that the devolving of those powers could then create racial and class divides, which is an even worse situation than we currently stand in?
Look, this whole thing about devolution of police powers is only the Democratic Alliance wanting to deepen the theory or the phenomena of the tale of two cities in Cape Town. The Cape Town that is clean, safe, and well serviced, and a Cape Town that is got sewer spillages running in front of people with roads that are clogged. And with the Metro Police that is doing nothing to prevent criminality. Remember, the purpose of policing is to prevent.
What about the knock-on effect or the domino effect for something like this? If the Democratic Alliance was to succeed in getting the devolving of policing, would you be concerned about other areas, fiscal autonomy, immigration control, maybe even sectionist powers? Does that begin to become the problem in future?
It will going to be a problem in future, my brother, because this needs to entrench a kind of segregated development purposes. This thing of devolution, they want devolution of police powers, they want devolution of the ports, the devolution of rail, so that they want to create a Cape Town like some secessionist kind of a state within a state.
Yeah, so what are the solutions then? I know a little bit earlier you spoke about just hiring more police officers, but is that going to be enough? Because the kind of training they receive, the abilities that they have, the experience, also very necessary and important.
Look, my brother, the city of Cape Town is playing double standard on this issue. The council has granted the MMC to enter into a workable partnership with the South African Police Services. The resources that are held at municipal level be used to augment policing or strengthen policing within Cape Town. But what you would see right now, my brother, if you go and check the statistics, you wouldn't find where the South African Police Services, in fact, the MMC himself says they are not supporting the South African Police Services because they are using the devolution argument as the basis for them to support the current policing initiatives that are taking place in the province done by the South African Police Services.
So greater training being necessary here?
Greater training, but moreover, greater cooperation between municipal Metro Police and the South African Police Services, especially on crime prevention, especially in the Cape Flats where there are gangs, where children are killed in Manenberg and Lavender Hill, where children are killed in Philippi and Khayelitsha.
Let's talk about the type of national discussion you would want on this and the kind of national support needed in trying to curb the crime that we've been consistently reporting on this channel.
Look, the support we need, obviously, Cape Town at this point needs more boots on the ground. We are encouraging the National Police Commissioner to consider deploying more units of the South African Police Services into the province. And we are encouraging the Democratic Alliance in the city of Cape Town to work honestly with the South African Police Services, not to work with them only to poke holes in the work of the South, because that is got a demoralizing effect to the South African police, to the already trained South African Police Services in the first instance.